So, welcome to session number 82 with that comment.
It's a perfect way to open up the game, right?
Yep. And I will get people online to introduce first before they disappear for dead zones. So we'll start off with David.
Who's disappeared?
You're still there at the moment.
No, he hasn't. Yep, hello. Hello, I'm David. Hello from the most haunted road in Australia, the Pilliga. I'm David. I play Pain, the elven warlock who is bound by an unknown patron to do that patron's bidding, very much against his wishes.
And he has you doing good things, so obviously he's a horrible person.
That's just so funny.
Yeah, that's it, right.
Also online today we have Jeremy.
Good evening all. Yes, I'm playing Atruaghin, the Atruaghin tribesman who has been sent out in the world to gain more knowledge of it so he can bring it back to the tribes and help guide them through their obvious destiny to take over the world.
Woohoo.
Which is obviously their destiny to happen very soon. At the table today we have Paul.
Who is the blue-haired, blue-eyed, pretty boy, elven diplomat, healer, warlock, and champion of his people,
Awesome.
and clan head
Yes.
of Clan Plural.
Yes.
Technically in the Elven clans the eldest family member is the clan head.
Yes.
Are you
And
the others?
If you've invited any of your family into the clan and they're older than you, you've just made them the clan head.
which is probably a good idea.
That's why I thought I'd tell you that aspect.
I like it.
Really good
outsourced
idea.
the responsibility.
Well,
Yes.
Well, in that case, Pain is also the head of his own clan.
No,
Yes.
not necessarily.
Pain is not ahead of his own clan?
No, because he has to have a clan to be ahead of. I was granted
Yes, the Pain
being
clan.
a clan.
I can't imagine he's got a family to be worried about.
No, they're a pain.
I'm staying out of this.
With good reason.
Well, I'm sure there's little pain, there's stubby pain, there's burning pain.
Exactly.
One of my psychologists
Well, in that case, they're
dubbed
probably
my
all
pain
burning
the
pain.
name
Yes.
Princess. And started talking about my pain as if it was a person. She's like, so how is Princess today? And I'm like,
What?
how did you get your psychological qualifications? Because giving my pain its own name as Princess, not so good.
I got it out of the best cereal box.
If you have a Princess Pain in your clan, feel free to kill her.
There you
Right.
go.
And though if you have a major pain, I'm sure he'll get a TV franchise.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah,
if I
it's going down ways.
invite my eldest sister into the clan, she
I'm
can take
going to
over as
spend this
first
weekend
clan.
creating
I don't
many,
even need to
many
steal.
elves.
There you go.
That is correct.
Yes.
And if you invite your parents, they can take over too.
Yeah, they just have to.
There's nothing they have to do. They officially
No, they-
take responsibility for the clan as
Yeah,
soon as they.
They
join
just
it.
have to be willing to do it.
So that aside, we have our
Yes,
Exalted.
So we have.
Moving around the table, we have Kesley.
Lonnie the Young Killer.
Let's pick up some of these names here.
Speaking of names,
All
I'm
the
going
names?
to outname you
Yes. So I play Kupalani Aokai, who goes by Lonnie. She is Lonnie the Weapons Master, Lonnie the Undying, the Bane of Fire Giants, Provisioner of Pixies, Lonnie the Fey Human of Clanwell, and most recently the Caped Crusader, because she has a cool cape now.
all. I really love the Cape Crusader.
The cool Cape Crusader, because
Yes, the
no,
cool
no matter
cape.
how hot it is, you're always cool.
Yes.
Now you're obligated to say, by golly, and what are the other things they say?
I'll have to look up some of them.
How the hell did that get?
So, she is the
devil's in the detail there. So
the Makai human fighter.
how the hell did it get there?
There you go. She is the tank of the group. She is here to protect everybody that she can, because this is now her new adopted crew / new adopted family, and even with the new people coming along, even those that are unwilling to come along, she is willing to protect them, whatever the cost.
Well, that's good, because I'm forced to protect you.
He sounds so happy.
I have a question.
Yes.
Are we kidnapping and moving people against the will in
Oh.
the party?
So you missed this. So David, are you able to just do a quick introduction of your character one more time for Clarissa?
Yeah, sure. Human warlock who is bound by a relatively goodly patron, who is the character Payne is completely bound to do whatever the patron wants, and he wants nothing to do with any of you. He hates all of you. He hates everything on the planet that isn't dying. But he's forced to interact with you because he's a puppet now.
Yeah. So he's
He's forced to be nice to us because his patron wants him to be.
And whenever he thinks bad thoughts, he feels pain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever I do anything, think anything, or say anything that is against my patron's will, I'm racked with horrible pain.
So, for this reason, Calcrix very innocently does as many cute things as possible, and poor David is in a fit of horror by the time she's finished.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, Payne actually likes your character.
So, what is your patron?
We don't know.
He,
No one
he
knows.
doesn't know.
He doesn't know.
Yeah.
No, just his patron has been causing him to do
Unknown
stuff.
I'm just checking on Patrick when you what me.
So, next one up is Clarissa. At the table.
So, I play Mary. She's a seasoned fae.
Elf.
Elf.
Yeah.
So season fae elf. So she changes seasons. She's also one of the champion of her clan and protected it through her life. And she was one of the heroes that disappeared in time, but she hasn't come back yet. And she keeps being moved around but Drazo in the party. And sometimes she's taken to places and those things she doesn't remember with Drazo. Even though, like, yeah, and she's being a bit conflicted about some of the things that she learned.
Especially now that you know that Paul stole you.
Yes.
Well, should I say Luell stole you?
Yes.
Yeah, and there is too many metaphysical questions. And for the moment, she decided that as long as she's fulfilling her, oath that she's protecting the tree and the connected trees, and she's protecting people, she's not going to worry so much about this or how disappointed she was in some of the truth that came out.
And then we have Ariadna and Therion.
This is Therion. He's playing Horse, the interdimensional demon, not demon. At the moment, we're keeping him very happy with head pats. Look how he puts his ears down so he can keep getting the... It's just so cute. Alright, I am Calcrix, the white dragon with the jazz wings. I have my loyal and reliable friend... I can't remember. Grindelwald Brewmaster, who makes all the coffee. We also have Eat, my carnivorous coffee plant. And together we are converting the entire world to drinking coffee if we can. And at the same time we're taking care of our friends and completing quests. But, coffee first.
And as a update of where you're at, you returned from the final battle with the elves versus those that want to wipe them out, with the understanding that, well, that's not going to be finished anytime soon. And you're off adventuring because Luell really wasn't a champion enough to lead an army.
Well,
And he would have been the figurehead to lead it if he stayed.
yeah, I was great for putting it together, but actually running a battle, no, I was never going to be planning on that.
And so you were given the choice of either
And
running the battle or doing something else.
Did you just fart? You
Probably.
farted, didn't you?
of course he did.
You're holding him, of course he's going to.
Yes.
I'm relaxed now.
Yeah, I'm pretty
So
sure that's
the battle
Hey,
goes
at least he
on
only farted.
for the tree while we go off to do.
I'm putting you
Yeah.
down. This is before again.
And
Which will be going on for a little while.
and Nier has found out that all the trees of life of Alfheim have been severed from their connection to their tree of life that they are
Saved.
children of, and they are not recovering.
So yeah, that caused despair, depression, and like very uneasy moments of trance.
Yes.
And I believe David's just sliding out of reception, going up and down, in and out as he's going.
On the haunted road.
On the haunted road, he sounds haunted.
That's true. Actually, it's a great effect. Probably if I just slid this forward so people can get in and out and everything.
What slip?
The couch will just go.
And what was I going to say? Also, okay, so you found out that the tree of life of the forest are basically not recovering at this stage, and the elves don't know what's going on because, as far as they know, the parent has not died. I'm not sure you owned up to destroying the link between the trees and
We haven't had anyone to tell you.
Sylvan Realm. Well, the thing is, you weren't one of the tree keepers, so your character wouldn't have actually have had anyone you could tell.
Exactly. If I get
but
asked
and-
by a
and
tree
it-
keeper, then I'll tell them.
And as you don't actually have a tree for your clan yet.
That's the other thing.
I think you're never gonna have to at this, at this
No,
rate.
Well, just yeah.
And that the army of elves are trying very hard not to kill things around the tree of life, because that will basically kill the tree if they kill too many things, which the armies are facing them now.
Is that a new development?
That was something they learned when they were trying to protect the tree, that the armies, if they killed them, could take the tree with them. Because a tree of life, it doesn't like a lot of death.
Yeah. So
All types?
Doesn't matter what the death is, it doesn't deal well with lots of death.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because it's
So
identical
benevolent.
to what the tree is.
yeah.
The light.
And so with that in mind, the group got another role from Redrian to go off and investigate what's called a Devastation Orb. It's a orb that will cause issues many miles around the item when the item activates.
So essentially, we're going after
A weapon of mass destruction.
a magical nuke.
Yes.
Maybe I should have asked them.
And the
That sounds
magical
pretty
magical nuke could be one of 5 elements.
Oh yeah, because we
Okay.
haven't determined what element it is, have we?
Mm.
Oh,
And that's
okay.
important.
So it could rain down fire. It could
Yeah.
cause a hurricane. It could cause a flood. It could cause an earthquake, or it could just simply be a mass life extinction event.
Yeah.
What?
So the orb of destruction, we don't know what element it is that we're going after.
Oh, what do we know about the over-destruction?
That
the way it
it's
is?
that it is for
That
sale.
it is for sale. It was the people who have stolen it don't know how to use it, and that the orbs have a timer.
And the people who stole it don't know that.
They don't know that, and they also, and since
So
they don't know that,
we've
they
got
don't
a
know the
time
time.
They don't think they've got a time
So
limit.
these orbs are all orbs of destruction of some sort?
One orb.
There's just one orb.
You don't know which one you're tracking.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, so there's more than
There
one
could-
orb.
it could be-
There
potentially
there's
They're created and then
5
used.
types of orbs.
Okay,
You
Yeah.
don't know which type it is.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So it may not be destruction.
All,
they're all
5
destructive.
orbs are orbs of destruction.
Or destruction.
It's
okay,
what,
that's just
it's
what I was
what
trying.
elemental force they use. We don't know.
But it's all the biblical end of life event sort of things.
Yes. All the fun stuff.
And so,
At least in a very wide area.
well, if you're in the zone and that happens, it generally does end your life.
Exactly, that's right.
So most people outside the zone don't notice, but those inside the zone going, it's the end of days.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
And it's a very big zone.
It is. It has a radius of miles.
Yeah.
So if Redrian did say that if you set the device off, you will not be able to reach the edge of the device in the time allocated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even with your portal, you'd be lucky to get out.
Oh, well, I don't think I could go far enough with it. You'd need to actually be able to teleport.
Even with a teleport, you'd be lucky to get out.
Wow.
Because it is, once it triggers, it triggers.
And it goes off basically
Like-
straight away. Yeah.
Pretty much.
I don't have time to do Dimension Door, for example.
Yeah.
If you set up a teleport gate and then step through it as you're pushing the button, that would probably work. You might lose an arm.
Or you
So it might follow you
carry
to the gate.
or you carry it into the teleport gate, in which case then
That's
you cause even worse thing.
Yes. And then the gods get pissed off at you and then resurrect and kill you 14 times just because.
Just cause.
If they can find you.
Yes.
They'll recreate you. The gods.
So
And
they...
of course, also a kind of countdown already, probably. Even if we don't actually set it off deliberately or accidentally, it'll go off at some point.
Yeah, it will go off whenever it was
Originally set for.
I don't. It can never be originally set. It's a random
that's
time
right,
from
random.
creation,
Yes.
and that's part of why they're so horrific. Is you could be carrying this item thinking you're safe, and it just goes off.
Yes.
And currently, it's for sale to nations to put in their storage under their capital.
Yeah.
So if a nation then says buy this item to save to use against their enemies,
Yes.
Theory.
Which does give a good indication of.
And I'm
How
just
often is
looking
it
for
used?
potential feasibility. If you were in a portal, presuming such a portal existed, and you could see through to another world, could you throw the orb into the other world? And would the blast still get
you will
you?
want not to put it into a portal.
Okay.
It
Because it's a.
likely will do the same thing as it, like
it's a
bag of holding
dimensional
into a
thing.
bag of holding.
There's a
Yep,
good chance
yep,
it will.
I just want to make sure I write down.
It will either not
stuff.
enter or it will detonate and affect both sides.
Yes. And even more fun, it's probably
So-
going to be 100% effect on both sides.
AKA bad times, not a vibe.
Yes.
So we
And to confuse matters further, Drazzle has convinced a few party members to give him the orb when you find it, and he'll put it in the back of his car.
yes, he did. Say
Even though his cart's a portal, because it's a special kind of portal.
That's what Drazzle says. I trust Drazzle 100%.
Yes.
It's going to be so funny when he kills us all.
But no.
Well, he has threatened that to this group multiple times.
Yes.
Did we
I don't know, he
prepare
said,
this threat?
but if Drazzle kills us all, we'll never know it, because he'll kill us by sending the Devastation Orb through his portal, i.e. back, to about a few milliseconds after the Big Bang, and destroying the entire location in the multiverse.
Yes.
What if he sends it through back to a few seconds before the Big Bang, and the orb of devastation is actually the Big Bang that creates a life?
It sounds like a Drazzle thing, to be honest.
And if it's an Earth element, Earth aspect, it's the Devastation Orb, it will be rocks before everyone dies.
So, there you go.
Yeah, that's it.
Sorry.
It's okay. Well, you're level 9 at the moment, and in crossover in the Friday game, one of the characters witnessed Drazzle putting a item of some sort in the back of the car from an elemental temple.
Oh,
Okay.
Interesting.
I remember this now.
So that was in one of the Friday storylines,
Interesting.
and they're currently Friday's storyline is heading to a different temple.
Okay.
So
Okay, so we're doing.
Sex change
We're
game.
helping with them.
yes,
Yeah.
one of the characters decided to.
Two characters.
No, one of the characters specifically decided to infiltrate a woman-only temple
Ah.
and
Right.
sneak in, and didn't notice that things were happening to him as he was sneaking in.
So it is
And
women only.
Then he opened up the door to the High Priestess's room
Yep.
and realized he was female.
But this is not why I call it a sex change game. it's the game where the most often gender sex changes occur to characters throughout the game over the
Course of the
course
game.
of,
This happened to more than one character.
of sessions.
Yes.
So if you're a character and you decide you want to be a different gender, ask Martin to join the game for a couple of
Yeah, well, if you just
nights.
no, just shell out for a girdle of gender.
Yeah, that works.
But there are many gods who don't mind
This
the
way it'd be more
ability
fun.
to change.
Yeah.
So-
There's also Claw is pretty enough that if he went female, no one would notice.
And it is one of the
until he
minor
took his
reasons
coat
why
off.
all my characters are gender fluid.
Yeah.
Yep, there you go.
Yes.
So, for where we are now, we
So you've travelled to the city of Castellan,
we
which
made it there.
is probably the most modern-looking city in the whole of the Northern Reaches.
Oh, okay.
It's also one of the most cosmopolitan. Whereas anyone can come here who's willing to lie, cheat, and steal. Even though that's not advertised anywhere, mainly because Loki is the patron of the city.
Yes.
And we finished.
That's where we left off.
And we finished last session with Luell making a collect call to Loki.
Yeah,
What?
he was. So Will was trying to call Redrin to get some information, but as he calls, Loki
picks
answers,
up. Yep, that's where we.
and that's where we left off.
And that's where we left
Which
off.
is where I do apologise to everyone for having abruptly cut it off because I was feeling tired. But also, hopefully gave Paul time to think about, oh my god, what am I going to do now?
So, picking up from...
I was going to say, unless you're me, and 2 seconds after the game, you forgot there was a major decision to make, and then you turn up here, and then Jeremy reminds you, you should have been thinking about this for the last 2 weeks, and you're like, oh my god, I'm about to die.
Only lightly.
Lightly, heavily.
Well, in this
you know.
case, death isn't the problem.
Dying.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, sorry, to pick up.
Okay, to pick up from where we were, you do have the... what you believe to be the... one of the greater gods, Loki.
Yes.
That was so appropriate.
Who
The
I
boop, 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 boop.
contacted by attempting to contact Redrin, and Loki picked up.
Yep. But then you did basically shout in his backyard.
So
He considers the whole city his temple.
yeah. Now I'm just going to have to apologise a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not going to help much because it's.
And the reason I called it a collect call is because you always owe Loki every time you speak to him.
I don't know, it depends on how inventive you get with your over-zealous, flattering comments. Oh, exalted trickster
God, no.
of unknown... No, you might find it funny, and
Well, no,
therefore...
that was the thing. This is why I've got to make a check to see which direction I should go.
Yes.
Fortunately, I have religion as a trained skill through level up,
You have learned of
and specifically the gods.
you have learned of Loki being one of the major gods of the Northern Reaches.
Yeah.
He is not worshipped in most of the places of the Northern Reaches. He is banned in a lot of the places of the Northern Reaches.
Yep.
Can you ban a god?
Yes.
They can. They ban the worship of him openly.
Oh, okay. So
Yes,
they just
so-
ban the worship.
And by banning people being able to honour him in temples and stuff, it makes it very hard to then, pinch power from that area and influence it. But the fact that when they built this city, it was at a crossroads and was a major stopping point for races from all over the world, they couldn't quite ban Loki from it, and by the time they figured out he had taken over most of the temple-esque sort of stuff, it was a bit too late.
Yep.
You can't really kick a trickster god out of a place he's deciding to sit down in.
Yep. Yeah. Good luck getting a trickster god to leave.
Especially considering all the I'd have to say that all the people who do the patrols are all believers in Loki and generally find what they're looking for on their outings.
Yep.
for good or ill. So if they're looking for a fight, they might find a fight. It might be more than they can bear, but they'll find a fight.
So how's your conversation?
Alright.
As you see before you, in your eyes, you see what appears to be a bubbling, foaming crystal goblet. You don't even get a picture of a person, you just get this goblet.
I will... What's the decorations on the goblet?
It has what appears to be a little folding umbrella of bright pink in hue with swirls of dark green and blue, just to mess with your mind.
It's a colourful picture. I will think of it exactly as that.
And it has, and the liquid is sort of reddish green. So it goes from red to green in the bubbles.
I was about to say reddish green without being purple, because Loki will do that.
Yep. There is no mixing of the two, but they're constantly shifting around each other in the liquid.
It's kind of cool.
Yes. Kind of cool. I'm not going to think about what it might be, what it might be supposed to be, or the sort of mind that would come up with that and then depict it.
It's just a lava lamp.
That's also something I'm not going to mention. In fact, Loki being a god of fire, it being a lava lamp is entirely accurate.
That's funny.
It might be two colours of fire.
That's really funny.
But yes, that's entirely valid. So I will ignore the shenanigans with the cup, although I will keep an eye on it in case it changes, because he might be telling me things through it.
Well, you hear a voice coming from all the voices come from the bursting bubbles.
Yep, that's fine. That's a cute way of doing it. I like that. I will not let it distract me. So I'm going to use. Sorry, from my knowledge of Loki, given that I've had a scope, do I know enough on how to actually interact with him in a way that he will appreciate?
You do know that not two people have interacted with him in the same way and gotten the same results.
Right.
So there is no guide to dealing with Loki. It's basically, the more true you are to yourself, the more likely Loki will be less vicious in his pranks.
He doesn't like untruth.
I would love one of those.
He likes tricks, but he doesn't like untruth. Which is fair enough. That's a very Norse god thing.
But
all the Norse gods
not
are
finished.
like that.
He is the Prince of Deceit and Lies, even though
But he doesn't like being lied to.
No, he doesn't like people not being true to themselves.
Yes.
So you can lie as much as you like, as long as you're true to yourself.
As long as that is.
As long as you're personally honest, you can lie through your teeth. Yeah.
And that is an interesting distinction for a Norse god.
Yeah.
Yes. And it very much suits the old stories of Loki too, including the ones before he was actually evil.
Yep.
And Loki,
Like the Christians made him evil.
so Loki himself is not evil, even though he is an entropic god.
And he's an entropic god, and he likes lies, but he's not evil. So
But because he's an entropic god, he is akin to darkness,
yes,
which does suit Loki completely.
yes,
As someone who loves shadows, illusions, and fire magic mixed together.
yes. So
That's me giving you enough as you need to remember.
Okay, cool. So basically, as long as I am sincere, if not honest, I'm going to be fine. I will make allusion to the fact that I am also of shadow.
No, you're not. No, you are.
Yeah.
Also, like comparing yourself to him, or
Which is actually there's actually one of the amusing things about the idea of going sideways to what we talked about before, getting one of my sisters, my older sister, to join my clan to be the clan head, because she's a shadow elf. Yeah.
Well, technically you are too.
Well, technically, but I don't look like one. She does. Yeah.
So yes, so you've got his whole attention. What do you say to him?
I will. Okay, all the politeness is proper for the sort of what he is. It's the stuff that
You realise
Laura knows that I know.
From perspective, he doesn't care about the politeness and
Yeah,
stuff.
so I'm still going to do it, but it's not going to be very much. Because this is being true to me.
That's cool.
Diplomat. I will
I'm
be-
happy with that. That's why I was making sure it's
Yes.
true to what your
So,
character is.
I am going to be diplomatic, but I will not be flowery because that's going to annoy him. Because flowery stuff is where it gets into I'm just buttering you up and that's not being true to anybody. So I'm not doing that. Quill's wording, of course, will be down on my cover. I will apologise for being foolish enough to think that I would be able to use this communication staff in your city.
You just hear laughter in the background as you're saying that.
Yeah,
Is it almost as if a stadium of people are laughing?
because
Apparently, you're not alone.
because he's got this. He's streaming it,
Recorded
Yes.
in front of a live
which
studio
means
audience.
the moment I get that, I'm actually going to change this to. I'm actually playing this to an audience, not just Loki. But yes, what's the thing? Being true to myself, and I'm being honest because that is being true to myself. Yes, I've been an idiot.
And you hear
I've just apologised for being an idiot.
and you hear trumpets and like sounds as if someone scrolls a coin.
And very and sort of in a change of voice to indicate the I'm doing this as an aside. I'm going to say who's got what book on this and can I join in?
Sounds like a
Who's got what book on this? Who's betting on the outcome?
Okay, so you see what appears to
What are
be
the
a dice with 6 ones on it, and a note saying you win if you roll a 6.
Do I have to roll that die to do it?
You see this arrow points at the dice appears underneath the instructions.
Okay. So all I have to do is work out some way of rolling it so every face shows up at once.
Okay, just roll it so it actually flattens out.
Yeah,
All the faces are visible.
Which isn't all that hard if you do it in 4 dimensions.
Which is technically a 6.
Exactly.
You hear another trumpet go off.
Yes.
Well, it could be that, or it could be...
Oh yes, the sirens.
Yes. I would say that because what's going on in the background is they're playing Loki audience bingo.
Yes.
And when it lights up, somebody scores. Depending on what's being said. So, yes, so this audience is basically me, me apologising to Loki and spending a short time basically playing to the audience, amusing Loki because I know he liked that sort of thing.
Okay, so while you're doing that one, you see this small little scene appear before you of a little elf in their bed being read a bedtime story of how if you're not good, the shadow elf will come and take you away. And you realise that's your mum reading you a bedtime story way back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
About you.
About you, yes.
Did us as party members feel this, or are we...
At this stage, party members don't. It'll be up to Lowell if he tells them because while
I'm
He was
going to
in
tell
a-
people, but at the moment
He's in a
it's
separate
me.
room.
At the
Yeah,
moment
I'll
it's
just
me
be
and the
doing
staff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and you hear the sound of the trumpets go off again, as if another score had happened.
I will then, after amusing the audience, well, hopefully amusing Loki and amusing the audience, I'm going to mention why we're here.
When you mention that one, you see another vision before you. This time of the entire city in flames, and everyone dying.
Oh, wow.
Which you don't want, I'm presuming.
And basically you holding a box.
A box, though.
Hold on,
not a-
is that-
Ooh.
It's on fire and I'm holding the box, or is the box what's caused the fire?
Hard to tell. At that point, you wake up.
Oh man.
So Loki's either predicted what you're going to do,
Or
or has done it in such a way that you'll do it.
Yeah, because he's a god of fire and likes that sort of thing, and probably is willing to let his people die because it's amusing.
More will come.
Hmm?
More will come.
Yeah, I know. And you'll get lots of them really quickly because sort of it's really empty. There's lots of space now. Ignoring the god of the city let everybody die because it was funny. Right, so if I want to use the staff for what I was planning to use it for, I'm going to have to go outside the city.
yeah. So he's now out of the.
He's
will
out
now,
of the trance.
I'm now out of the trance. I will now come downstairs and sigh. I made a little mistake. I think I've recovered from the mistake.
What did you do?
I tried to contact Red Ring using Red Ring's staff because he needs to know what's going on. We're in Loki's city.
And you hear the sound of trumpets in the background.
Did I hear it as well?
Yep. Just like in your dream.
I'll be like,
Yeah, that's
what did you do?
Loki's audience for our talk scoring on their bingo board on my statements. People are winning money on this.
Did you apologise?
I'll
apologize.
probably look to I'll look to Praetor and I'll look to everybody else.
Pray dear. Who?
Oh, sorry, Dracula.
For a minute there, I thought there was another big dragon there.
Another dragon. Yeah, I looked to Dracula, and I looked at everybody else. And I'm just like, huh. All right. So I guess we are being watched currently.
We've got almost definitely being watched beforehand.
The ancestors always watch over us.
Makes
The
things
god of-
more fun.
The god of the city has taken notice of us and is watching.
I watch them.
Yes.
They can watch my greatness.
How much, Dracomir, how much do you know about the god Loki, one of the northern gods?
Not a good religion roll, but
This is not what we want to hear.
He knows he exists.
but it's going to be reasonable religion roll. It's still 15 out of
Yeah,
4.
pretty
So
good.
So you know he's a Norse god. You know he's
the Trickster god, equivalent to whatever the Atruaghin clan, like probably the fox type.
more under the Atruaghin clans. They think of him akin to Atzantiotl, just not as evil.
Okay, so he's that bad. Okay.
Yeah. As far as the Atruaghin are concerned, yes, because he's more about deceit than honesty.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, he's unaligned, but he is capricious. So, from the point of view of most people, he acts like he's evil a lot of the time.
And he basically embarrasses anyone he deals with.
Makes sense.
That's one thing he's known for, causing embarrassment to someone who probably doesn't think they could be embarrassed.
Because he's a god of fire as well as deceit, lies, and trickery, which means he's a troll.
Yeah.
He will troll you until you get angry. Because he will troll you until you get angry because he wants you to become fiery, or at least that's what amuses him.
The reason the Atruaghins hate him is because he is the patron of thieves, troublemakers, con men, and politicians everywhere. I thought I'd state that last one specifically because I know Llewell's ears would prick up at that one.
I like that. That's really funny.
Doesn't consider them any different.
That's really funny. I love it.
It's actually written in the book.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, politics.
Okay, so next your question.
There was certain time
Jack Nimmo considers Loki to be potentially in league with the what's the word we use for Acantiotal? Not usurper.
Corruptor?
Yeah, he's.
Is that sort of diabetic?
I thought there was I had a different word in my head that I thought was appropriate for a Turkish clan, but corruptor would be appropriate. That's fine.
It's fun. Not. Oh.
Tiger Clan works just as well.
Woolies have sugar-free ice cream.
Oh yeah, they're sugar-free. Everything these days.
So.
Which didn't know it existed.
Okay. I'll ask. Well, alright. So, what are we doing from here? Now that we are being directly watched.
But technically we're still waiting for
info.
Our party member who went off to test his contacts going through, aren't we?
So we're in a
like he's gone off to try and make contact while we've gone to the tavern to and arrange accommodation and things like that. Is that right?
In tavern.
And while we're in the tavern, Cluel made the fatal error.
Yes, went upstairs and spoke to the wrong person.
Well, we're in that tavern hall. Can we hear anything interesting?
You hear lots of interesting things. Everyone's talking about what everyone else is trading goods in. So the big conversation is what someone else has, not what they have. So you hear many merchants talking about what some of their fellow merchants are carrying across borders and down the roads, and very few, if any, merchants talk about their own stock.
What sort of items are they mentioning?
Anything from jewelry, gems, treasures, artifacts, magical items, creatures.
Yes.
It's a big mixture of stuff, and it's always up talk, such as, of course, they're carrying around this amazing artifact just right for the taking.
Okay,
Yes.
I see.
Can I roll insight or perception to see if I can tell the veracity of what I'm hearing in terms of level of exaggeration?
Sure.
And
Loki City, almost
whether or not they're actively trying to deceive people as to what they're dealing in?
Oh no, they're not. None of them are talking about what they're dealing in. That's the thing, is they're all talking about what other people have. With the understanding of you're in a place where a majority of thievery is organized in this part of the world.
So it's natural.
So any merchant telling about another merchant's wares is inviting someone to steal that merchant's wares.
And usually
Is this a part of their culture then?
Yeah.
it's the city of Loki. Yes.
It's also part of what happens when you deal with Loki a lot.
Yeah.
Is if you're going to get interest, you don't want interest on you want interest on someone else.
So if I roll
They're trying to deflect the
insight,
potential fallout.
can it be more generic in terms of trying to determine if there's important information in amongst what I'm hearing? Let's
I
try
guess
you
anything
first.
that's not actually talked up is probably Truly useful.
Oh, wait a minute. I think that's a 1. Not a 7. That is a 1. I know nothing.
Oh no.
That's all my
Okay,
dice.
so apparently the dice have spoken.
I either know nothing or everything. Yes, the dice has definitely spoken. Oh, wait a minute. Where's jail? Straight to jail. Do not pass go.
Calcrix has heard all these wonderful things that she can't stop talking about. Apparently, she's gotten the bug and is now talking about everyone else's business.
Okay. This is
And finds that she can't stop talking about everyone else's business.
fine. This is okay too. I'm amused by this.
And starts talking about absolutely everything, including things of the rest of the party members' business.
Oh, someone trying to stop me?
Can I cast sleep?
Yeah, get something. Anyway.
I'll interrupt Calcrix when she gets to other party members.
I feed her a hot
I'm like,
cocoa.
hey, Calcrix, do you want to share a coffee?
I absolutely want to share a coffee.
And she starts sharing the coffee while sharing information about the Shadow Elf, the Undying.
Please give Mary a chance to try and
Okay.
shut my mouth.
Well, let me just check if I have sleep.
No.
I think I did, but I need
Spell
to
magic? I don't know. Look, you don't need a spell. Someone grab a baseball bat.
No, we're not going to bash
Squishy
over
hammer.
it.
No, just a second, just have to check because of Discord.
Laser pointer.
That would work. And not only would it work, Eep would join me.
I'll take Calcrix outside to enjoy our coffee, so we're not involved in other people's overhearing or
Better yet, find me a big ass lollipop, stuff that thing in my mouth.
Yeah, that works too.
And
So
you do find it interesting that Calcrix, who does like to talk, is almost the equivalent of saying every secret she knows is getting blurted out in the next 5 minutes while you're standing outside. You hear all these things about the dragons you didn't really want to know about.
Did someone just tie up my mouth? You know?
That's next.
Let's just do something now, fast. Do I realise that I'm doing this and how dangerous it is?
This is one of the problems with what all the other merchants are doing, is they're telling everyone else's secrets.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Most of them don't realise they're doing it, but
Forced
this
to do
is...
so.
I will get a snack and just put it in Calcrix's mouth and just hold it close.
The
I was like, that's enough.
I'm just
So,
going to
all
the
you hear
bathroom
from
while
me-
you talk about that.
Right, so while you're doing that, I'm going to nip out and find a place that sells sticky toffee.
Yep.
And
That
get her
works.
like 4 of them so
Yep.
there's enough for all of her mouth.
Yep.
Yes.
That's a very good. Yep.
Good plan.
This does not involve magic and will absolutely work.
So when that happens,
So
I'm trying to
suspect-
think how I want to convey my thoughts without metagaming.
Mm. Well, I suspect that once Martin comes back, if it stops after I'm outside of the tavern for a bit, it might be a tavern-induced
Thing.
and if it is, maybe we want to consider lodging elsewhere.
I'd say
I'd
it's
even
actually a city
consider
thing.
camping.
Maybe a city thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but it
because
might be worthwhile trying to determine that.
Yeah, but
It's a
I get the
lucky
impression it's
thing.
if you're going to talk to someone, you're going to be giving out secrets.
Yeah.
Because
So,
Loki.
no talky.
So if you're going to talk, you're going to be talking about other people to stop talking about your own secrets.
Yeah.
So
This is probably a defense mechanism they've developed.
yeah. So if you'd focus on people who aren't present.
So we tried to shut up Calcrix with
Yeah.
toffee.
Oh, I'm having toffee. Lots
Yes.
of toffee.
Sticky
I
toffee.
go and get some while they're
I'm outside the
home
tavern.
On your way back, you hear all these interesting things about what's happening with the dwarves, and it's almost as if not one person in this town can keep a secret.
Yes, because they're not allowed to. So as I said, they're telling everybody else's secrets so they don't tell their own.
Calcrix at this point would like to take a vow of silence. In order to aid this, she's totally encouraging someone to tie a pretty little scarf around her muzzle, And she is happy to just tell people she's taking a vow of silence in honor of one of her quest friends. That's it. She's not talking anymore if she can help it. Sign language, she might do.
I'm happy to do a little ritual to solidify this promise.
Will that make sure that I don't talk?
Because if it becomes a promise, it becomes the truth.
You know, when we get into some sort of combat in like 4 minutes from now, it's going to be essential that I warn people, and I won't be able to talk.
Do you have a message? That cantrip?
If she can't speak, she can't cast it.
That's so verbal.
A lot of those.
So let's just go with I'm making a vow of silence and I'm not talking.
Alright.
For now.
And I'm going to find that shop where you got that toffee from and buy like a ton of it.
Without talking.
I'm going to put money out and point at toffee.
Yes.
I think that'll work.
As soon as I've gotten Calcris to calm down, I'll maybe like get those of us who can talk together, like kind of a little bit of a huddle.
You get them together and you start telling them all about.
I didn't actually catch a 4-foot fish. It was only 2.
But if you look at it from the right angle,
Exactly. That's why.
yeah,
This is why I made the story in the
that's
first
why
place.
it's called angling.
Is this where you start announcing all your titles?
It's like I'm not really undying.
Martin,
Yep.
You're just close
How
enough
big
to
is this
the hill
city?
behind you.
This city is probably got about I'd probably say about 50,000 people.
okay,
So one of the largest cities of the region.
okay.
Crowded on the streets.
Are you
Just-
thinking about camping outside of town?
No.
No? Yep.
Director, real quick on the idea. Okay, well, if we've found accommodation, which was the first step to do,
Yep.
his next plan was to effectively just go wandering in the city to find out more about the people and lands around this area, but B, going back to his roots and his watcher's eye, he'll be able to try and find out local watch houses and criminal dens and things like that, so that then when our friend gets in trouble, at least I've got an idea of where he might have ended up.
Right.
You can say no, but do you mind? Oh yes, you can not have her company, but if you don't mind her company, Calcrips will like to follow you around silently, just so that she's not in a tavern where she's got to tell everyone everything. Easier to keep her vow of quietness.
Nari is curious, so she decided that since it is hangout, she's gonna follow Daniel's character. She wants to see what Daniel's character is gonna say.
Which character?
Daniel? No, sorry, what's
Jeremy.
David.
Or
David? Sorry.
Payne.
Payne. Gonna
What
follow
is
Payne
Spain
around.
saying?
Currently, Payne is offline.
Oh, pity.
Right.
He's taken a vow of silence as well.
I don't think he's hiding any secret.
He's
Well-
never had any secrets, so he hasn't actually blurted anything at all because he's more than happy to say how much he hates everything.
Yeah.
Except he casually says how he admires the dragon, and you're going, he likes something?
But, well, okay, in answer to questions from Cox and stuff, as I said, the director will be playing, okay, well, we'll set up here, because, I mean, what time of day are we actually in at the moment, approximately?
Evening going on sunset.
I have a question.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, yeah. Director will say that he's going to go for a walk for a couple of hours or something.
Is Jeremy's character feeling the effects? I want to ask if Lua or Nari are feeling those effects. Are we not?
You do feel when you talk about, just giving just that little bit more information about people, things, your
Overshare.
life. Just as if you've got no filter and have to overshare everything.
Remember, it's probably
It's like
potentially
it
less
reminds me of
noticeable
this
with
time.
Dracnima because he doesn't tend to talk a lot anyway, unless he's actually put into the front of the party. So,
that feels like leaving me a DHD, right?
He's not normally an idle chatter person.
Well, imagine the entire city where everyone just chats about everything.
Sounds like hell.
I'm extremely happy to be quietly trailing behind Dragon.
Okay, so Drachnimir starts making his rounds. The first thing he does notice is the local guardhouses are also the local thieves' dens.
Yeah.
Yep, I did figure that. And it's hard to actually spot the local thieves' dens because it's not a den, it's more of a neighbourhood or a quadrant.
And each watch house is pretty much its own thieves' den.
Right. So, well,
Loki is the patron of thieves.
okay. Obviously the rulers of this city have used the patrician of Akborkbork's idea. If you're going to have crime, you might as well organise it.
I would like.
And you do notice that none of the visitors are openly being molested.
Mm-hmm.
Even the hawkers don't get in their way and try to shove things down them.
Interesting. That is interesting.
Even though the hawkers are, spelling secrets about everything going on around them, they're not standing in front of people and demanding that they buy stuff.
Well,
Which you're used to in a lot of the other cities like Tyranny, where everyone's so desperate for you to buy their little trinkets.
Well, they probably realise that if they do go and push their trinkets on people, the people might actually ask them, "So, what's so good about your thing?" And then they've got to provide truths about themselves and their products.
Could be.
God, it'd be so hard to have a conversation.
Politicians work perfectly here. Because they're always waffling about other people's secrets.
Exactly.
And making them up.
Yep.
As long as they're sincere, they're fine.
Is it possible that I could maybe tie a sash around my own mouth that says Ronnie can't talk when she wants to talk? Tie a sash around my own mouth and just actively try to listen in on the conversations around it?
So just like Carrick, you do realise that most of the people here, when they mainly started spilling their truth about sunset.
Around sun. So it's around that.
So around the time the light sets is when everyone starts telling all their secrets.
I would like to go to the side while we're observing, and I want to quietly find a bit of a shadow and try to do a detect magic ritual just for myself to see if there is something.
So you're going to spend 10 minutes casting a ritual?
Yes.
Okay. So you start spending time casting a ritual?
So, with Trapnima and Kelcrick apparently having been out and about for, by the sound of it, maybe an hour before sunset and an hour after sunset type stuff, did you notice any particular real change in the city life with going down of the sun?
Oh, for going down of the sun, you do notice a lot of people seem to be putting scarves over their mouths and heading indoors, and basically the nightlife of the city is a lot darker than the day aspect. None of the hawkers seem to go far past sunset as they're packing up during sunset itself.
Yep.
And their carts are all taken off the streets. They don't leave them set up overnight.
Just disappear if they beat that.
Okay, well, that's okay. Dracuma's happy that he's at least got a bit of a feel for the city, understanding where things are, what's happening.
It does remind you a lot of the construction of Atruaghin's palace, and that is a lot of stonework here, and it is definitely beyond the capabilities of the locals.
Right.
It's not designed for anyone but the locals, as most doorways cater for 6 to 7 feet people, which a lot of the Norsemen are.
Yeah. They're super tall for humans.
They're basically giant humans in comparison to the other people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is why the elves feel so strange that they're not looking down on everyone.
Yes, or if they're not looking down at sort of, yeah, look, you take up the space of a wall, I'm half your width.
Whereas in other human cities, it's like the door comes up to here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they're designed for people no taller than 5.5 feet.
Yep.
I didn't know that my life was so complicated in cities.
It's because most elves don't spend time in human cities a lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
You don't need to.
Which is why when humans go to elven places, this place is so open and airy and all the doors are so big, and then they see he's 7.5 feet tall. Of course they're that bloody size.
Yes.
That's why I go into a lot of descriptiveness of stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
And why I
Yeah.
say a lot of human cities feel very closed in for people.
I thought it was just because I lived in the forest.
As far as you're concerned, that's the reason.
There you go.
You may not make the connection that doors are smaller and their roofs are lower.
Because we're
I
smaller
did not
people.
make Nuri very tall either, on purpose.
Yeah.
So you're short for an elf, are you?
I don't remember. I have to look.
I'm short for an elf. I'm only 7 feet tall.
I think I made 6 point something. I did not make 7 feet
Which means you're a
really short.
dwarf.
of elves.
Well, dwarf. Yeah.
I have to look at that.
Well, that's the thing. I'm notably short, but I'm only this much shorter than average. If you're much more than that, you're approaching.
She's got dwarfism for an elf.
Yes.
At least you're not the 3.5 foot tall elves.
What? I don't. Pygmy elves?
There is one
Clan.
clan of elves in Glantry,
Glantry.
yeah, who are this big.
Are they called the Keeblers?
Yeah, they're called gnomes.
No, there are also gnomes there that are not these guys. No, they are elves, and that's where I discovered one of the powers that my cloak has developed, because it's good for giving first impressions when I first meet people. It's developed a bit because it's part of what I'm doing. As I walked towards their front door, I went down to this height. So I was looking them in the eye.
Oh wow, that's lucky.
Because they tend
Yeah.
to hate people taller than them.
Yes. So here's me, shorter than everybody else in the party by a foot and a half. And yeah, they appreciated my existence.
He was a real elf as far as I was concerned.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. An elf
Freaky shadow elves.
the right height who wasn't one of their clan. They didn't know I existed.
Man, they're brutal.
Well, they would have heard, oh, he's actually 7 feet tall. He was only 3.5 with you guys, from somebody else. So
You're finding this city to be extremely spacious and well laid out for a human city.
Yeah.
It doesn't have any rubbish in the streets. It doesn't have any. All the roads are fairly straight, and even the stonework doesn't appear to be hodgepodge. It seems to be almost perfectly set. And it's not of elven or dwarven design by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Which is what's so odd about this. It's new. It's not old.
Question. Is there a place designated as a library? Or records office?
There does not appear to be one that you can see from where you decided to set up residence.
Okay.
But you do notice that all the carts seem to have buildings they can roll their carts into overnight and lock up.
They have garages. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. How weird.
So who are these people who are so civilized and advanced? And who are humans, obviously?
Northman.
And this doesn't suit any of the other Norse descriptions you've had of any Norse city.
So it's all very specific to this city.
It's a problem
You know
when you
what?
get Loki, taking control of something. It doesn't resemble anything else.
As I have my mouth covered. You know what? For Loki
Could be the
and all his
dark
stuff,
elves.
he has a good system going on here because this is actually very nicely made.
And you figure out that when
Yes.
you've got your mouth covered, you don't actually keep talking.
Ah.
You're not forced to keep talking.
I say it out loud anyway.
Because keeping your mouth covered is its own deceit. And you've done some deceit, and that's all you need to do right now. So talking
What
like
I've
this,
learned from this is that if I just become a ventriloquist, I can talk to anybody without giving away secrets.
Oh my gosh.
so
Genius.
sock, 2 buttons.
Let's
and-
go.
Then we find there's a
Like a
there's a puppet shop
If there's a puppet shop.
I mean, we have a
for
tinker.
exactly that purpose.
We have someone who could build something for
Oh
us.
no, dragon now. She's a dragon now, not a tinker.
Yes.
It was a
So
joke.
yes.
But
So-
thank you for correcting me.
I'm sorry.
Though I'm sure if you tried to put your hand somewhere on the dragon might have jerked.
Yeah, true.
Yes. A puppet shop called Honesty.
Just for that, there is a puppet shop next.
Hold on.
How much are the
I'm
puppets?
gonna
Is it
actually roll
open?
to see if Lonnie figured this out. She does have.
Well, I did mention
Fairly
that
already.
you're doing the deceit thing. Oh yeah, so yeah,
I got a 11.
You do see the puppet shop.
you've.
Did Lonnie figure out my puppet trick?
You did.
Are we watching
Is
puppets?
it even open?
It is open.
And in the evening, I thought everyone would close.
Well, all the street vendors closed.
Lonnie will go to see if they are open.
Is this a puppet show, did you say?
A puppet shop.
Because I'm
puppet shop.
because I
Yes.
have my mouth covered and I don't feel the urge to spill secrets. So what I'm figuring out is if I can talk through a puppet,
Because it's deception.
I won't give away secrets.
Yes.
Okay, walking in there, you see puppets of that they have their god collection of puppets.
Even though
God collection?
Yes.
even though I'm
Which
not
gods?
there,
Well,
I expect
there's
Lani to know me well enough that I want one.
there's more than 200 different varieties.
Is there my god in there?
Quite possibly.
Okay.
Is this where you promote your god symbols on your
The
And
center-
each puppet is slightly demented in some way.
demented?
Demented.
Yes.
Or
So
disfigured?
if you're looking for the Elsadal, you'll see it's not quite Elsadal. It's really mocking Elsadal,
Oh my gosh.
and it's mocking it in a rather sick and twisted way.
And is that meant
Right.
so like
So demented
They're
god
all like
can-
that. Okay,
Sorry.
look for a Loki one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You look as hard as you can, but you can't find the Loki one.
Who is the absolute opposite of Loki though?
Elsadal's not far off, you know.
Then you pick that one.
Yeah.
Because mocking that one would likely please Loki, I'm guessing?
Yeah, actually.
I'm glad I'm not in this shop.
There's specific gods of truth, not just of wisdom. So yeah, pick one of them. I don't remember if there's one of the elves.
I'm trying to figure
I'm
out.
not sure if they're
Are there
one
any
of the truth. I was
cute
looking
dragon
through
ones?
them, but
I so want a cute dragon puppet.
Even if it's like a mocking dragon puppet.
As long as it's cute.
Where did I put that one? Check that.
Yeah, that's the thing. I have to look at.
Okay, so amusingly enough, you find a puppet of Atruaghin, the god of truth,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Let's
and
see. Does Dracula?
Dracula's not going to like this.
Did he follow me into this puppet
Please
shop?
tell me there's a gold one. I want a gold one.
there is a Gorm one.
I want a gold one.
I believe Dracula was going in.
Oh, that's right.
Hunters.
Yeah, Lonnie will.
Sorry, I got excited.
There's multiple versions of most of the gods,
Okay.
and the Atruaghin one really does look like the.
Wait a minute. Atruaghin's Jeremy's.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And so think of the corniest version of the American Indian rendition in puppet form.
Oh god.
Sounds very offensive.
And basically the proportions are not right.
Yeah.
So and all its accoutrements are metal.
Okay, so is it like puppet or is it like puppet?
When you stick your hand up and
Okay.
pop it, It looks well made.
It's not a god puppet unless you can stick a hand up its backside.
And so it's got all this nicely accented silver and gold all over the puppet.
Although it'd be even funny.
So
if it
even
was
the
a stick.
feathers and all that are done in silver and gold.
Wow. I guess talking.
And the person says, "This must have been for you," and hands it to you.
He just hands it to me.
Wow.
I'll tell him. Thank you if you're sure.
You
How
sure?
quick is get a call?
All right.
I'm not there. I'm gonna
Just
be
for
quiet.
the amusement of myself. Is
I'm
there
not
a
there
Gorn
either.
puppet?
Yes, there is a Gorn puppet.
Is there is multiple versions?
It's basically ones that seem to go around like this.
I want that.
So
I
you,
absolutely
think,
want that.
you think very much like the old Popeye style look of version going
Even
around.
though I'm up there,
Yes.
you may remember
I already
Calcrick's
know.
telling you a
Literally.
story about Gorm.
Yes.
Exactly. I'm
Because
sure
he-
in her rambling
Yes.
earlier. I'm
To
sure.
put it in perspective, the honouring of Gorm is to put the arms up like
Yeah.
that. So
So-
these arms are fixed
So-
like that.
Last time
Wow.
I was in Alarum, where I befriended a god of darkness, by the way, and its avatar. There was 3 other gods that were kind of opposing the god of darkness, or goddess of darkness, I should say. And one of them was Gorm, and everything was answered with "by Gorm."
Whenever they said the god's name, they had to flex their
Yeah.
arm, and it was always the
So
right arm.
this is why Calcrick's desperately wants a Gorm god puppet.
Which
So
has to go on the right hand, so you can be always like
I'll
this.
I'll thank the shop owner. I was like, well, thank you so much for this Atruaghin. Thank you so much for this Atruaghin puppet. By any chance, am I able to get this Gorm puppet as well?
I'll pay you back.
They add that into your bag and hand it to you.
Oh.
As you
No
walk,
payments?
as you walk out the door, you go to ask him another question. You turn around, the shop's not there.
Oh, there you go.
I knew it. You've
I was
been
gonna say,
It's been one of them.
One of those.
something you
things.
could have been looking out for was whether or not the shop owner spoke through a puppet. Because then you'd find out whether your plan might work.
Is this a puppetry shop of requirement?
Yes, apparently.
Is it a
And so
trickster
at this
shop?
point, Calcrix and Dracnomir show up. And Dracnomir recognizes the rendition of Atruaghin using precious metals.
Oh, it's a shame we didn't get a horse one for Duck Payne.
Oh, that would be cool.
Shop's gone.
But yes, but a Atruaghin with metal.
So
If
I'm here standing with these 2 puppets, and I'm just like, and I see these 2, and I'm just like, I'm
sorry.
So what are you trying to do with that abomination?
So mouth is
Oh.
covered.
I'm gonna pay for this one tomorrow.
My idea is that if we use the puppets, we may be able to get past the secret, the whatever is binding us to spill our secrets. So I'm gonna practice that. I'm gonna see if that works now by removing removing my scarf and using the Atruaghin puppet. If I can get your permission.
Just ask him to not kill you.
Yes, please,
would be
please know, I like, speaking my full truth right now, I do not mean to offend you or Atruaghin in any way.
So what did you get that puppet for?
To just have a puppet.
You didn't get to choose it.
I didn't choose it, it was given to me.
You chose to accept it.
Well,
You were not wrong.
It was put in her hand, and then the shop disappeared.
Yeah, I can't, no returns apparently.
Like it was that wall. It was there.
But
At
surely
which
the
point-
goal of communicating without divulging all our secrets is something that both Atruaghin and Dracnomir can rise above.
And Nia finally gets her detect magic spell off, and she doesn't see any magical field around them that is causing this.
Interesting.
Whereas she can detect new magic that she doesn't recognize within the area. As you walk in, she recognizes that both puppets are magic.
Okay. Wonder what kind of magic.
I will have a look and see.
Well, I was going to say with her detect magic, she should also be able to tell what with your detect magic.
Hopefully.
Yes.
Yeah.
The mine doesn't take up a spell slot.
So I get to put a bygone puppet in my satchel.
So yeah, I will. I
Obviously,
get a rotten one to send to the rest of the party.
obviously that puppet is representative of the effects of the corruptor upon this world, the city.
Yes.
Not
It should
disagree.
be destroyed.
You try the puppet?
I want to get Draconia's explicit permission first.
I can't see that happening.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think you're going to get explicit, but I think she's going to.
I'll say
You've got explicit permission from Dracula to destroy the puppet.
I will destroy the puppet after I have been able to test to see if this theory works.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
why do you need the puppet?
So that we can try to talk to people without giving away our own secrets.
What does the puppet do?
Liney discovered that if you have some form of deceptive action
Device.
that is not speaking, either covering your mouth or potentially using a puppet, you don't automatically spout secrets when you're talking.
At least that is my theory.
Yeah, that's the theory, because you are already doing some sort of deceit. That's all you need to do. Let's see if it works.
Why do you need a physical puppet?
Because it's better than holding your hand in front of her mouth all the time. And it's also more amusing.
What is your hand doing with the puppet?
My hand is
Faking being a real person.
is making the puppet look like it is speaking.
So, deceit.
And do you need the puppet on your hand to do that?
Yes.
Why
Otherwise,
don't
it's
you
not
make your hand look like it's speaking?
you could draw a puppet on your hand, certainly, but it's got to be something that looks like it's talking that isn't you.
Yes, it has to look like it's not a part of me, is my theory.
Admittedly,
So I promise, no matter what, I will be destroying this puppet. To the best of my ability.
which by fire, which you'd probably also like and
Yes.
appreciate.
Sorry, I'm just writing all this down.
How many ways can you make this go wrong? So many.
All of them. Possibly all at once. This is Loki after all. When I looked at them, what is the magic they contain?
Looking at it, they contain.
Do you want me to make
It
it up?
doesn't appear to be any particular skill, yet appears to be all of them. And the puppet waved at you while you're looking at it in magic.
This is Chucky. I don't
But the thing is, the puppet didn't actually move, but you magically saw it wave at you.
Right. I just looked at it magically, and first up, it appears to have all schools of magic and nothing specific, which indicates to me that it's lying, and or just flat out deceptive. And magically, but not physically, it waved at me. Which means...
This sounds like a yeet it into fire situation.
Which, well, it means that if you have it on your hand, you're an arm of Loki, so...
Yeah, this seems like a bad. Covered up. This seems like a bad idea. If it was just one school of magic, Lonnie would have done it. If it's all of them, she's like,
Well, technically, it's none of them, but it's also all of them.
yeah, none of them, but all of them. But
which usually indicates this is god power.
That's where I'm like, that's messed up, and the shop just disappeared. And the final straw is him saying that it magically waved at him. Nah, I'm finding the nearest bonfire, and this is going straight in.
Okay. So you go through it and give me a wisdom saving throw.
It's going to stick itself to you.
Oh, that's not that bad. Okay. I got 12.
Okay, so you stick it on your hand.
I probably went to pick it up as I picked it up. Oh, it's on my head now.
And you hear yourself start mocking Atruaghin.
Oh no.
Oh my
I
gosh.
just like
I
this.
try and take the puppet off her.
Please.
The hot flash it slaps your hand away.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
Hold on.
Which explains why there wasn't a puppet of Loki.
Sauce or no?
no. Yes.
That's
These are all puppets of Loki.
Yes.
Oh no.
Hold on. Let me just check something. Let me check my cantrips.
Can I cover the puppet's mouth? And cover my own mouth and being like, please get this puppet off me. I can't. I am not doing
Can I
this.
fireball the puppet only?
You still risk getting me burned, but
I mean, I don't know actually. Have I finished casting my ritual?
yes.
You have when you could see things with magic. You've finished casting,
Yeah.
and so you can fireball the
Firebolt?
puppet. It'll be firebolt. Firebolt. The thing that it's basically completely surrounding her hand means that you'll most likely hit Lani as well.
But I can heal her.
Pretty sure.
Okay.
It's a firebolt. It's a
I've
small
already tried to
cantrip.
spell
You're
magic.
powerful and strong.
Not yet. She just put it on,
Not that strong.
and so you're going to try to cast firebolt at it.
Yes.
Could we just try to spell magic first? I'm pretty sure I got it at least as a cantrip if nobody else does.
Dispel magic as a cantrip?
No.
No. as a
not a
ritual.
cantrip. Ritual. I've got something that lets me do it fast.
I do have dispel magic.
You can
You
you
may
have it
have it as a
memorized, so you
scroll.
can use spell slots to do
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
or you can spend 10 minutes to do it.
Yeah.
I have dispel magic.
But I set up the fast one because I said to Martin I don't use spells very often anyway, and
You might as well. Yeah.
10 minutes sounds like a long time to get rid of magic. So if you can't do it, I will happily try.
Happy to do it if you, unless you want to do it. Yep.
Okay.
So I don't have my stats in
I was going to try to kill the puppet first.
I'm just gonna go grab the printout just here if you need me to.
So you cast the spell magic. I believe there is a check involved.
Let me just click and check.
Oh,
Oh, here is in the
new
book.
copy of Hancock's.
Luckily, I have a thing with lots of things in it, and I can quickly look up dispel magic.
Found it. Instantaneous. You choose either level 3, choose a creature, object, magical item.
Okay, so what level do you cast it at?
Oh, yeah, that's a very good point. So I have,
Here it is.
I have like my highest spell level is 5th.
In case you need a reference. Thank you for doing that.
It is close to nighttime, so we
I also have it just sitting right there.
Resting.
Yeah, I'll
pretty
use my
helpful
5th
on
level
Very
spell.
helpful. What was that?
I'll cast it at 5th level.
You cast at 5th level?
Yes.
Okay.
We're messing about.
So you need to make a caster check to see if you can dispel the magic.
Okay, DC equals 10 plus the spell level. So that means that is 15. Now here, when you cast a spell using spell the 4th slot or higher, you automatically end the effects of spell target. The spell level is equal or less to the level of spell slot you used. So, my telling me is higher, so I have to cast.
You have to you roll a dice and add 15 to the
Pretty green one. Oh, it's been something. Is that you making that high pitched glory sound?
Yes, because
Yep.
I'm
Actually, you do your normal caster check. So you don't know what the DC is.
I cast 19 and I cast with a plus 9 or plus 10. I can't remember now because of my.
yeah,
A mental affinity one. Yeah.
Because of the higher level. The higher
so we'll go with plus 9. So it's
It'll be
the-
plus 10 because of the higher proficiency bonus now. Got a
Okay,
plus
so
1.
29.
So you get a 29. And as you cast it, you realize it hasn't had any effect.
Well, it's better than trying the fireball one.
No, firebolt. No, fireball. No fireball, because then I would
Remove
reach
curse may be
everyone.
necessary.
I'm not comfortable putting any kind
You
of
probably
bolt
would miss the
at
puppet.
Barney.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do have remove curse.
Because if you missed the puppet, there's really only Lonnie left.
Yeah, I kneel.
And no one wants to disprove the undying part.
I'm sure Loki does.
I don't know that Loki wants to kill you, I just think he wants to laugh at you a lot.
But he will laugh at me by proving that I am dying.
But also proving that how lesser Atruaghin people are to them Makai people. And how the Atruaghins really should convert to the ways of the ocean.
You may not disagree with Loki on this.
No,
Depending on
Lonnie
your beliefs.
respects other people's cultures.
Okay.
All coming
One
from the mouth of
action.
the puppet.
Yes.
So what's actually going to happen? She's just right now spouting lots of horrible stuff, is that right?
Allowed a Atruaghin.
I'm not sure it's particularly horrible to Lani, but probably is to Drachnima.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So Drachnima can...
Who walked away in disgust when you weren't immediately destroying the puppet.
So I'd say at this point...
I can
She
try.
tried.
In fact, walked the
I can
puppet
try
and
remove
walked away in
curse.
disgust.
If it's a cursed item,
I have a question. Do I see what kind of magic do I see at this object?
it was
You see no magic and all magic at the same time.
yeah.
Lucky sucks.
He does. He's quite good at it.
Yes. So I'll touch Lenny.
It has lots of
Dispel.
practice.
Sorry, remove curse. Level 3. It just says like automatically stops a curse or attunement of an object cursed.
No, Therion, you can't take... Oh, actually, can we like cast a special roll or something? And Therion jumps into game, takes the puppet and runs away with it.
You can get
No,
him
no.
to do that.
He's the puppet.
Okay, so cast as a level 3 it can stop anything of up to challenge rating 6 from affecting a person.
Wow.
So maybe
So at higher levels you can stop more challenging things.
yeah.
Which is the only high
This
level.
may fall under more challenging
Yeah,
things.
Because now I only have level 4 spell slots. So that
Can
only
you just
do.
stop talking? You've tried that already, I presume.
Yeah. I can try to hold the puppet's mouth and my mouth closed at the same time.
How about I just like...
Kind of it.
No, but we could tie the puppet. The puppet hit you when you tried to hold his mouth, but we could just
Hold the puppet.
possibly...
Hold the puppet's
tie the
mouth
puppet.
closed with your teeth. Thereby closing both of them at once.
But it's metal. So it's
When you
gonna
do
go
that, there's
down.
some romantic music starts playing in the background.
Oh, what? Oh, God.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, goodness.
Because that's who just did that.
Yep.
How about you put your hair inside a fountain or a bucket of water to see what happens?
Put the dummy in the...
Are we near a fountain?
That works.
Just...
I will
Yeah.
try to put the dummy into the fountain.
Okay,
What do I feel?
roll saving throw.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's better.
I mean, we could help push you into the thing, but you're stronger than us.
Will?
Mm-hmm. Wisdom.
Wisdom, yes. Math. 17.
17. Okay, you stick your hand without the puppet into the water.
No! Not really.
Oh, I did wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Can we just
And you
push
start
Lani into the
hearing
water?
sea shanties coming from the puppet.
You know what? This is better. I'm just going to keep my hand there.
You think they're all corrupt versions of Atruaghin tales sung as sea shanties.
She's fine with that.
No.
I'm going to take one of my instruments,
Mm-hmm.
my flute, and I'm gonna start playing with the sea changings in tune.
Oh, but it's all anti-Atruaghin still.
Sorry?
It's okay.
It's still bad.
Dragnima's not here. I
Yeah.
believe he's walked off in disgust.
You
so-
have one of the most enjoyable times playing music accompanying this sea shanty about how the spirits of the sea are so much better than spirits of the land.
Yeah.
Having seen all this, I'm just going to put my puppet away for now, presuming that's been given to me. Yeah. I'm going to try it out some other time,
Maybe not in the city.
not in the city. Just
Yeah.
different place, different time where,
I think you should only put the puppet in a stick, not in your own hand.
yeah, maybe.
Oh no, this was me trying to throw it into the fire. I was trying to get rid of it, and it ended up on my hand. So we should go.
Okay.
We should go with the
I'm going
power.
to mage hand her puppet into a bag.
Whose puppet?
Her puppet.
No,
This
no,
puppet.
no, no, no. No one's touching my
Try to
puppet.
mage hand my puppet though,
My puppet's going into my bag of holding
and it stays there.
and stays there. Actually, I'm going to get a separate bag.
Using mage hand,
not a bag of holding.
Using mage
And just
hand
put the puppet
to
away.
remove the puppet from my hand might work.
But you just said you touched the puppet. I was going to help you put it away without touching it.
Oh,
No, I
it
just
was
wanna-
already in the bag to start
Yeah,
with.
Yeah.
I'm not going to.
Lani was actually trying to destroy the puppet when...
When it got in my hand.
Decided not to.
Yeah.
I'm just sad that I do not have minor illusion because I wanted to do like minor like fake fireworks around us while we're singing and playing.
So did you want to try to use magic to take the puppet off her hand?
No.
Okay.
I'm having a good time. I think that is kind of nice.
After
It's
these
better than spilling secrets.
sea shanties are finished, just see if you could just take the puppet off.
Can I try to just take the puppet off?
Sure. You can try as much as you like.
I'm gonna try to take the puppet off.
You spend many hours singing sea shanties trying to take the puppet off.
Does it have to be many hours, or as soon as she realizes it's not coming off, she just does
Well, the puppet keeps making oh my noises every time you touch it.
it? Sorry, I've just got this thing going in my head. It's kind of not relevant, but is kind of relevant. Snake, Severus Snape, Dumbledore. Oh my!
I feel like it's a lot like that.
Yeah.
Touch me here and here and here.
Wow.
And so after Dracnomir comes back from his walking away to get some fresh air, he sees the whole she shanty thing at
I
the
see
fountain,
Dracula.
and Lani trying to take the puppet off, and
Still failing.
it just being all hilarious.
It's
And Neri
like
just
dancing,
playing.
and I'm just like trying to get it, and it just walks away.
While this is happening, are there any like shrines and temples and things around?
No, there's not a single shrine or temple in this city.
There's a whole city is a shrine town.
Can you do fireworks for us so the party's nicer?
No.
This is not a good thing.
It can be. I think
No.
you should just enjoy
No.
it. Run it out.
Let's enjoy racism? I don't think so. Let's not.
Well, in Loki's domain, you better make the most of it.
I
And stop being funny.
I'm not
Once you're not
sure
upset.
what to do, but I do have Arcana and things like that.
You're not sure, by God?
Buggle.
okay.
Is there
Yes.
an
Don't be missing
Arcana
out on
check
that enormous.
that I could do that might tell me how I might be able to help my friend
But-
not get exhausted singing sea shanties non-stop?
Possibly solve whatever Loki has set before you.
Okay, so solve.
Yes.
Okay.
Because most people who are cursed by Loki generally can't uncurse themselves until they finish whatever Loki has set.
Okay, so first we've got to figure out what the puzzle is.
The puzzle is I thought I could get around him. I thought I could deceive the deceiver.
Yeah.
Well, then perhaps maybe
Well, that's
you
the problem,
should
not the puzzle.
try to make some kind of speech where you say, you know, I thought I could out-deceive Loki, but obviously I was wrong and I bow down or something like that.
I believe Jeremy was going to say something
Oh,
too.
sorry. Yes,
I was
please.
just going to say, like, obviously, yes, Dracnima's initial impression is the continuation of disgust when he sees Lani's actions.
I tried to give
Does he realise, or is he pay enough attention to realise that, okay, maybe she's not entirely of her own volition in her current actions?
Well, she's trying to take it off.
Well, I would say yes, without having to roll, that Dracnomir knows Lani quite well enough, can see the distress on her face, and see that the puppet now looks more like the Irendi native dressed up as an Atruaghin priest, which is looking even worse.
It's so bad.
Well,
Still with metal.
Dracnima will then
Yes.
look and think, I believe it is missing one piece of silver. And Dracnima will draw out the one piece of silver that he currently holds and try and attach a pretty hairpin onto the puppet. The silver hairpin of the cat god that hopefully provides remove curse.
It does provide remove curse.
It provides remove curse. Hopefully strong enough to counter the effects of the puppet.
So, as you clip the pin to it, the pin turns into what appears to be a black cat.
Are you,
The puppet turns into what appears to be a black
are you
cat.
looking for something? Yeah. What? Are you looking for something?
Looks like a live cat on your
Sorry?
hand.
Oh, you've got it?
Yeah.
Alright.
Do I stop saying anti-Atruaghin things though?
You do. You start saying meows.
There's also cold water in the fridge.
Um,
And
do I have
Dracnima
to
will
take
to
the
remove
puppet off
the cat her
now?
hand.
Doesn't appear to be a puppet anymore.
Am I able to take the cat off my... Ow. I know it's my hand, I guess.
Give me an animal handling roll. Literally.
I'm more offended at that pun. That is a...
It's actually easier to get out.
That should be a 15.
Okay, so the claws of the cat leave your right hand, and the cat runs off.
Cover my mouth again. I'm just like...
Yeah.
And it's got the hairpin.
Meow. I just look at Dracnima and I was like, I am so sorry. I think that perhaps that was a bad idea.
As I warned, we're in the town of the Corruptor.
Yes.
Did you say
So,
I found some wood?
Sorry?
What did Jeremy just
He
say?
said you're in the town of the Corruptor.
Before that.
What do you mean?
Thing he just said before, you were in the town of the Corruptor. He said something before. And I heard, I found some wood. We are in the town of the Corruptor, and I just said, that sounds wrong.
No, that wasn't right.
I think you might have said something like, I think Dracnima would say.
Oh.
Well, it's like, you probably say, yes, I told you so.
I told you so. Oh,
Like,
okay.
equivalent thereof.
It clothed in, religious righteousness.
Yes.
And he tells you so in what you remember to be one of the Arendi holy things completely twisted into the Atruaghin way of speaking.
Oh my gosh. Goodness. I'll just thank Dracnima profusely and just be like, that was definitely not my intention. I feel I probably cannot outsmart these things, so I just have to accept them the way they are.
Well, I've put mine away, so...
So, with that, I think we should find perhaps
Let's go to bed.
accommodation for the night.
Yeah.
And you hear a little voice from on the back going, "Wake up!"
I'm gonna say my gone.
Oh my gosh, that is funny.
I think that was the whole point. The tavern we were in, we actually had got accommodation here. That's why
You
it might
have.
be the first.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you see all
But
the
Dracnima will certainly aim for, yes, time for bed, and he will aim for some private space of seeing how well he can sense the ancestors in this town of the Corruptor.
So as you go to head back into the tavern, you see the night lights start to be lit all around the city as the all the lanterns start glowing with a green light. Makes it a pretty but eerie looking city.
Yes.
And we still haven't seen companion come back yet, have we?
No, but he did go off to talk to thieves. You know what they are like when they steal a little bit of your time.
Yes. And I say, Dracula would be confident, well, he probably wouldn't really get much done until after nightfall anyway.
Some of it probably involves drinking.
So as you commune with the ancestors, Dracnomir gets the equivalent of the Looney Tunes versions of his spirits show up.
There's one like Donald Duck, and the other one Elmer Fudd.
So what were you got? The elk, the what were the other three? What were the three spirits you have?
Dragon.
His totems are elk, deer, and raven. I think. Where am I?
That sounds right.
Totem, raven, deer, and elk. Yeah.
Okay, so you've got the Almafud of the Raven World.
That's so appropriate.
The Bugs Bunny style deer.
Oh dear.
And what was the other one? The
Elk.
elk. Okay, so the elk really is the
So
equivalent.
elk is Elmer, deer is Bug Bunny, and raven is Daffy Duck.
Yes, there you go.
That will work.
Yep.
And they're currently doing the whole rabbit season skit before your eyes.
Good idea.
I'm going to activate my Spiritologist aura in an attempt to provide a bit of a shield for myself from the influences of this city. I don't think it'll work, but okay. But I will take the soul burn.
Okay, so what's your check?
A note, by the way, Jeremy. I don't know if you noticed in these changes on spells, some of the notes that Martin's made. Soul burn can be regained without having to spend downtime.
Okay.
It takes-
I
it
certainly
takes-
haven't looked recently, but
It takes a restoration spell,
yes, I did.
and
Yep.
at the costly version.
Yep.
But at our level, it's starting to get to the point of it's only 100 GP a point.
Yeah. No,
And
that's.
I do have it as a spell and as a ritual.
You just have to get rid of all of it at once.
Yeah.
You can't just do piecemeal.
Yeah, you can't get rid of a point. You have to get rid of all your points at once. So you've got to have all the money in hand.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's not a
Yeah,
bad
okay,
drawback.
thank you for that.
It's not.
Yeah, okay.
fine.
So
it simplifies record keeping.
So base check is 18.
Okay, so yes, you kick it off, and then you realize the lights you see really are orangey color, but only whenever you're standing near them.
Okay. Well, I'd certainly say certainly the intent will be that this is when I'm basically up in the room, bit of private space. So I guess the light I'm looking outside, I can see outside the light type stuff. But yeah.
Even the candles in the bedroom are green unless you're within your aura.
Oh, okay, right. And so when they're within the aura, then they become the standard orange colour. Is that
Yep.
right? Right. Okay. So.
But you know, it's a pervasive spiritual journey.
Yep. So, I will attempt then to see if that helps my connections with raven, elk, and deer.
Except they can't come within that zone.
They can't. So I was thinking that was possible, but that's cool.
Which
At least you can have some a bit of privacy.
leads me to check. Google did tell us about trying to contact Fredrin and then getting someone
Yes,
else. So,
and
just
specifically
in
Lorelei.
case you don't realise that Cow Creek's having taken this in does not try to send a voice prayer to her dragon god today as she normally would, because
Just in case someone else listens in
yes,
and diverts it
yes,
and corrupts it slightly.
yes, exactly. So they all take some sleepy time tea and get some rest. They being me, Grindelwafel, and Eep.
He has a lot of "by God" you hear from me as he's got
Yeah,
playing with the
that's
puppet.
okay. Eep's playing with the puppet. Is Eep okay?
He seems to be okay, except every now and then says "by God."
That's
That's
fine.
the only thing he actually says.
Yeah,
losing-
because Eep
he's
doesn't
losing-
actually talk, but yeah.
He's losing at poker.
Yeah, that's okay. As long as Eep doesn't appear to be physically harmed, I'm okay. But does the sleepy time tea help Eep get some rest?
Possibly, except Eve doesn't sleep.
Doesn't she?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, as long as she doesn't look like she's being harmed. I'm sure if I ask Eep how she's going, she'll just say by Gorm. No, okay. Does she look okay though?
Looks quite happy.
Okay, that's fine.
And every now and then, you're sure you hear "by God" as you
Yeah.
sleep.
That's okay.
Yeah, Lonnie will go straight to sleep.
And
Or
Lani's
try.
sure that through the wall she keeps hearing the words "by God."
Sounds about right.
Fortunately, Eep has a very tiny voice. So.
Yes. It's like,
Yeah, alright.
And Lani has this very interesting dream about the god Atruaghin basically being very unhappy with her.
how much control do I have in my dream?
Give me
None.
a charisma saving throw.
This is why Sleepy Tea was had.
Yeah, we got a 20 modified.
A 20 modified? Okay, so you get to modify some of the dream.
Yeah, this is going to be me, just asking for Atruaghin's forgiveness as I was under an influence that wasn't my own.
You realise that since neither gods can be reached in here or gotten out of, this is probably Loki. And
So Atruaghin sets you a personal quest to redeem yourself by.
Yeah.
Which is?
You can't remember when you wake up.
Oh no.
Mm,
Because Loki made sure.
But it sounded like you promised you'd get it done by the end of the day. You remember everything except the quest.
What it is. Sounds alright.
I'd like to go on record that Loki is one of the biggest a-holes that Calcrix has ever encountered, but she's thinking this privately to herself and not passing that on anywhere. That's just really mean.
I'm just gonna, all day is just gonna be like, what?
You know exactly what you're forgetting. You just don't know what it was you
I was
promised.
like, what? These things. It's at the tip of my tongue. What is it?
And you describe the dream to anyone?
I will describe it to Dracula when we wake up.
Okay, so as Lani describes the dream to you, her description of Atruaghin is extremely unflattering, wrong in many ways.
Metal. I'm sure.
Basically, wrong appearance, wrong
Yeah.
style, wrong this and wrong that.
Yeah.
No metal at all because you know metal's bad now.
Yeah.
What seems to be a completely different culture he is representing.
We don't want to be here any longer than we have to. Where is that damn thief guild man?
Thing.
I think we need to try to find
Yeah.
any information we can about this sale.
Yeah.
And hope that our thief friend can come through if we're not able to. But yeah, does Dracula point out to me that that's not Atruaghin?
He does suggest that you are still in the realm of the corruptor, and it would certainly seem that your visions of Atruaghin
Okay.
were definitely corrupted.
With that, Lonnie will point out to just breaking the fourth wall almost, if you can, in Loki's realm, and just be like, I see what you did there. Like, haha, good, props to you. Good job.
Well, it did
I mean,
get you to
have you ever
interact
felt
with
that you were
Dracula
going to spoke to you
again.
before?
Yes. So, yeah, I just give out loud props to Loki that he was able to trick me again, and I'm just like, good job, bud.
It's unlikely in the extreme that Atruaghin would suddenly decide to talk to you after I don't believe he ever has so far.
Yeah.
So
No, he hasn't.
He's not yours. Yeah.
This next morning.
At least not directly to you.
No, and he's never talked to me. The most a god has talked to me has actually been Neptune, so
Comes up to you and silently offers you a cup of coffee.
I will silently take the cup of coffee.
And you hear
Silently-
"Bagel" coming from bag.
Yes.
She silently offers coffee to everybody.
And every coffee is given by Gorm.
Yes.
If anyone looks at her, a stranger, and she just kind of shrugs and she's not saying anything. For once, not over-explaining.
Okay, so yes, you do get a strange message from your missing friend.
Mm-hmm.
He has left a note saying, with a wink and a kiss.
Just wink, kiss, Tolicus.
It says a note saying, with a wink and a kiss.
Oh, the note says
With a wink and
with a wink and a
Yes.
kiss.
Yes.
Does that mean anything to anyone?
Can we say context free?
It means something to players, but it doesn't mean anything to us. Or
As a player, I can't remember what that would mean.
it's an inn, or a meeting spot, or an inn, or something like that. But as characters, we don't know that.
Jack Diller would suggest that possibly it's a code word of entry into one of these
Yeah, but which one?
rogues' dens.
There's no pictures, or there's not. It doesn't come on a thing with
We
some
will-
stationery.
There's
Well,
no
it's just a note.
So
And it's
yeah.
not even written in Tolicus's hand.
Oh,
Ah.
Wait, do we know Tolicus' hand though? That's the question.
I'm sure Llewell does.
I'm sure.
I've seen
Oh
it.
yeah, the would.
Yeah.
That
So
would be even more disturbing if it came with Tolicus's hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
We could go back to the inn we're staying in and ask the
Well, you got this in the end.
in the inn.
You haven't left the inn yet.
Yeah.
Well, you did get to watch the interesting rendition of Lani putting her foot in her mouth again as talking to Dracnumet.
I'm sure that was your morning invitation.
I know you were forced.
Yeah.
It's not that amusing because of that. I'm not sitting here laughing because of you doing it.
Of course.
No.
It was
I'm-
completely different, I'm sure.
Yes. Yeah. I'm going to ask the barman, is there a place in town called With a Wink and a Kiss?
Says yes, the Winking Kiss is a large tavern on the northern side of town. You're in the southern side.
Right. Thank you. Any particular difficulties with travelling there, or is it just walk in that direction and ask again?
Well, if you walk around the outside of the city, it'll probably be faster if you go through the centre.
Okay.
The direct route never really works.
I can see that being an issue, yes.
And the more closer you get to the centre, the longer it will take to get out.
So around the edge it is.
The real question, of course, is can we actually go round the city and come in from the other side?
Going around the outside might actually be better, but I don't know if they've got more than one gate.
They do have multiple gates, just
Yep.
that there are no pathways outside the city.
That kind of so. I wouldn't necessarily
What's
use
the
roadways.
countryside outside like?
Broken, rocky terrain.
Great.
You're basically up a mountain.
Okay. So there's not really a way to do it around the edge.
Can we just skirt the inside of the outer wall?
Oh, we could do that.
Yeah.
I was thinking of if we're outside the walls, we're not affected by Loki.
Yeah, I don't think Loki's going to give you that opportunity.
No,
so,
that's
yeah.
why. That's one of the reasons why it's up here on a mountain.
Yeah.
Right.
But it was also specifically why Dracnimmer was keen to go round the outside.
Oh yeah. But no.
Oh, I get why you want to leave.
Yes. Yes.
If Tolikus wasn't missing, we'd be gone.
Oh.
He's not missing yet. He's probably still working.
Well, he's probably
Well,
there
okay,
when
with
we're,
Tolikus not currently with us, Calcrix won't leave, but
Yeah.
were he with us, we would have left, I suspect.
Well, not without the
boom.
devastation sphere.
Yeah.
You are more dedicated than Calcrix is. I'm joking.
Okay, so walking.
Or admittedly, or unless we're getting short stays in this city, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I did mention the vision that I was given by Loki of me standing in the city with everything on fire. And apparently he's fine with the idea of that because he'll just get more people. So
Oh, no, that's okay.
Yeah.
Dracnimmer was certainly not suggesting that even this city deserves to be destroyed.
Because there are so few actual locals.
yeah.
Most people are transited.
Yeah.
Because actually being a local would be an odd thing for a chaotic god like Loki.
Yes. Because everything has to change.
So yes, you take one of the roads going around the outside. You do note it is strangely smooth, strangely even, and very easy to walk around. Not like any city you've actually walked on. It doesn't have an elven design to it, doesn't have a feel of the human cities that you normally walk in. And you've never heard of a dwarven design using curves. Because dwarves don't build curved structures.
Generally not. It's squares and rectangles and stuff.
Every dwarven city block is an exact square.
Yes.
Just as an aside, Dracnimmer will suggest to Lani that it's probably worth her carrying around some fishy bits or little ted bits and things like that, because she should be nice to cats from now on.
That's entirely fair. So,
Well, you did have a cat goddess help you.
yes. So, having maybe some dried sardines would be alright.
About halfway around, you find that Lani's followed by about 50 different stray cats.
Oh my gosh.
Calcrix is having so much fun!
All the kitties.
All the kitties!
And
If they want to ride, she'll even put her wings out.
they all have strange yellow eyes.
Interesting.
On our way there, Calcrix wants to find out how many cats can she carry.
Apparently, too many.
Yeah, but
Doesn't sound like a problem.
No.
Lonnie will try to pet as many cats as she can.
is
Along
Culture
with
going
cats.
to or from St. Ives?
Yeah.
To or from what?
St. Ives.
The old rhyming expression.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, that took me a long time. We won't play the cat game the whole time.
Are those Loki eyes or something else?
Something else.
So
Yeah,
I will.
Cat god thing.
Do I recognise it from a previous one in this area?
You do recognize that there is a cat god known as Bast.
Yep.
Or Bastet, depending on which area you come from. And Dracnimmer actually used a relic of hers to free Lani from the puppet.
Yeah. I just remember picking up a cat thingy when I was picking up gifts for people. I will tell Lani that about Bast and Bastet, and I'll give her my cat ornament thingy is if she wants to give that to the goddess Bast at some point in tanks.
I absolutely will do that because I definitely.
And I need to write down in my gear that I've lost my cat.
I owe her really. So I try to pet all the good kitties, and I say thank you, good kitties.
Maybe nominate one to take the.
Maybe
not in this city.
Not here.
Yeah, wait until we get out of this city.
Not here. I just want to pet them and tell them they're good kitties and that they are my friends.
And you did get a lot of comments from people as you're walking along saying, I didn't know we had cats here. Seems to be the common thing everyone says as you're walking along the streets.
Yeah, so we're walking along.
We have all of the cats in the city right here.
They're all my friends. They're protecting me.
Yeah.
So.
You continue to let out other people's secrets. In this case, the existence of the cats.
There you go.
Letting out their secret.
Hey, did you guys know you had cats?
We do now.
What? I'll call the exterminator.
No, they're good kitties.
No.
They help you. Also, they're very cute and they're very helpful. And they're all these different colors, and they make cute noises.
And they also to resemble a cat that Llewellyn remembered seeing on a wall in Atruaghin's palace.
Interesting.
So this is licking cats.
It's kind of funny though, these 3 gifts that I bought. So far I've given one to Drazzle, and now I've given one to Lani to give to Thingy. I bet the third's going to not the people I thought they might be for.
Hey, prophetic things always come up in ways you least expect it.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. And I'm glad I'm keeping track because I probably wouldn't remember otherwise.
So you spend about an hour walking around, and you finally reach the Tavern of a Wink and a Kiss.
Mm-hmm.
And the one of the people saying, they keep saying, I didn't know there were cats in this city, as they see all these hundreds of cats in the street.
So I'll tell all the good kitties, thank you so much for walking along with us. We're gonna need to go inside, but I hope you all have a very nice day, and I'm sure I'll see you all soon.
As you say that, you see them all just fade away.
Okay.
Last thing to disappear are those strange yellow eyes.
Cool. I like it.
Not their smile.
Not the smile. That's one of the different cats.
Yeah, different cat.
If it was the smile, you would suspect it was Arundel,
Okay.
the elven trickster god.
Very interesting.
Which would also be amusing in its own way.
But you do feel a lot calmer and relaxed as you walk into the tavern.
Yes.
And one thing's for
Actually
sure,
for the soul.
there was absolutely no way anyone could have mugged you, attacked you, or threatened you the entire way because no one could get close to you.
Or even, you didn't have to talk to anyone.
I think that's very nice.
So walking into the room, you find that it appears to have a dozen dancing men, basically completely shirtless with a sash, gleaming muscles, doing various forms of Russian-style dancing.
This sounds like my kind of place. This is very
All up on the tables. Lots of women throwing coins their way.
God, they get bruised.
Well, they don't throw them at the people.
Lonnie,
Just towards.
Just their way.
they make it hail instead of
If they happen to fall over, there's lots of hands ready to help him up again.
Yes. Lonnie's just gonna be staring at the show until somebody directs her otherwise.
I'm glad I'm a dragon.
Well, aesthetic appreciation still exists. But, yes, not Lonnie's version of it.
Looking around at the patrons rather than the entertainment.
Mostly female. A few males here and there. More elves than you've seen anywhere else in the city are sitting around here watching in appreciation.
Interesting.
Hard to tell if they're male or female elves. They're just elves.
They're elves.
Can we see Autolycus?
No, he's not here.
Oh, okay.
Maybe he was going to meet you here. Maybe you only got part of the message.
Maybe. Well, if,
We do any,
if it
like-
wasn't his handwriting,
What?
yeah.
A spell that allows me to figure out where someone is or if they're okay.
How crowded is the facility at the moment?
Fairly crowded with lots of shouts of more with music being played. Lots of muscle jiggling.
And this is still mid-morning or late morning?
This is probably approaching to late morning. As a server comes over to your group and says, "Are you here to talk business?"
One of them.
Of course, not asking Lani because Lani's definitely not here to talk business.
No.
I'm just like,
No.
yeah, this business.
Does the establishment appear to serve food?
It does appear to serve food, but no one's really buying food. They seem to be exchanging coins for lower denominations.
Mm-hmm.
Our
Well,
business partner is not
Jack Dimmer will say, "Oh, at this stage
Get
we're
a drink and wait."
here to watch. Let's eat."
Because, well, when you're happy to talk business, I will come and check again later if it's not too late. The server says as they walk off.
So you're not willing to say. So the is there appear to be a place where we can order food?
You tried to get another server's attention. There is a bar.
Can I ask a question?
So Jack Dimmer's plan will be to aim at getting basically some simple bread and stew or whatever type stuff, just to give a better excuse for sitting there for a while.
Okay, so everything here seems to be extremely sugary.
Tower Creeks is fine with this. While people are reading on that, just when they're ready, I just wanted to ask about something.
What did you want to ask?
So I do have locate object capacity,
Mm-hmm.
and I do recall, maybe not last game, or maybe the game before, we specifically bought a dagger for Telecus. So I would know and remember that object in particular. I don't want to do it right now, but is it feasible that if Telecus doesn't turn up, I could cast that spell to
Right, possibly.
figure out where that object is under the thing? Okay, cool. I'll wait with everyone for a bit, but I just wanted the group to know that we do have that option. If we decide that we really want to figure out where Telecus is towards the end of the night,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe end on a cliffhanger again.
Okay, so
I too get food.
I will remind characters at this point that you did hear the magical item was up for an auction,
Oh, business.
and you may have talked yourself out of the auction.
Well, Jeremy has. He said the guy did say that we could get in contact with him if we wanted to. Can one of us now,
That would
having
be an
been
insight
kindly
roll.
reminded by the GM, would it be a witch roll?
Insight roll. To see if you can figure out what they meant by business.
Please be nice to me today. It's going to be 1. 2. Line under it is a 6, right?
Yes.
It's not great, but I don't think it'll be horrible.
If I said business, but I was distracted, can I still roll
I'll
it?
give you an insight roll.
Sweet. No.
You're definitely distracted. It was a wonderful sort of flexing and dancing and twirling. You find yourself just throwing coins as well.
I'm hoping other people roll better, because even though it's the 13th of September and I rolled a 13, I don't know that that's going to do me any good.
18 was I, 24.
Okay,
Oh,
I
thank
think Llewell has finally tweaked that The thing they were referring
The
to was
auction.
probably the auction.
Yes.
With everyone else completely distracted by one, having this sugary meal, two, the dancing bodies gyrating on stages,
Yeah.
and you're not sure what
Oh.
Nir's been distracted by.
I'll turn Lady's head around. Business is auction.
We should go to that.
Come back. That's for after. Well, auction first.
Just a second. Calgary slightly goes.
Yeah.
You
Smack.
can-
Smack. Smack. Smack.
Lady,
Yeah,
Does
yeah.
this
I'll give Lou out my arm as
Lady,
he can drag me away.
you can rent 4 of them later. Let's go.
4. Only 4.
At
Really?
a time.
Who knows? You might actually be able to take him on as hirelings.
That would
Could
be
be.
amusing.
So what's your job? Oh, at night I just dance.
Really?
For how long? As long as it takes.
Just at night.
Yeah. What's your job? Dancing.
If she's
boy?
got 4 of them, can't they like do 6-hour roster each? You know, all day, every day.
Well, during the day they rest up so they can entertain her while she's resting.
No, I don't think Molly would do that. She's been on ships with plenty of men, but like for some reason the way they move, it's just magical.
As long as you don't put them in bags of holding and forget about them.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
We have had parties do that.
Get a bard as a follower.
So that we open the bag, we rescued all these dead bodies.
Dead bodies. Yep. They did not breathe.
Okay, so yes, as you're led into a private room at the back of the Wink and a Kiss, you see a dark-haired woman with icy blue eyes in traveler's garb. She's seated behind a large wooden table with empty chairs across from her. 2 big, muscle-bound, meathead mercenaries.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell by that because they look like they should be out on stage. In very little protective armor, but you're sure it's fantastic armor. It just shows everything.
Beefcake arm.
Yeah, beefcake armor.
Yes.
Leans against the walls close by. She studies you for a moment and smiles. She says, "The bidding starts at 1,500 gold pieces." She says, "What is your offer?" And considering we're after 10, we might give you a chance to figure out what you want to offer at that point between sessions.
Do we even have
One
that
penny.
money?
And 1 copper.
We do have an expense account for this.
We do have.
We do have a bit of money.
We do
Yes.
have money.
But I think the
My
statement from
fear is we
Adrian
make a
was-
bid and they steal from us.
well, I was going to say, I think Adrian made the comment when we were talking to him that he did not expect that we'd be able to meet the price.
Yeah, it's going to go way higher than we can afford. What we've got to do is find out who we need to nick it from.
Yeah.
And you know that would start low to keep everyone interested.
Yeah.
And if possible, steal from everyone.
Yes.
This is a perfect space to take the money from everyone and give no one the orb.
Yes. And if we steal it, well, that's exactly what's going to happen. And the owners of the auction are going to go, yeah, that's your problem.
Well, depending upon whether or not we extol them before they get to sell it.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say at least someone realised there was an auction.
Yeah, given these guys and given this place, chances are they'll go through the auction and then tell them it was stolen after they've taken the money.
Yep. And they'll probably take the money from everyone who bids.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's not only the highest bid wins. Every bid goes in.
Every bid goes in and the highest bid gets the item.
Mm-hmm.
Calcrick should get a reroll next game for keeping another dragon on her head the entire game while also rolling.
It was fairly impressive.
It was impressive. Very impressive. So thank you very
He's
much,
not a
Jeremy.
hero yet.
Thank you all.
Hopefully you enjoyed the rendition of the puppet Atruaghin.
That's what you should call this session, the puppet
Well-
of Atruaghin.
A puppet
I'm just glad that the not so accursed piece of metal that he's been carrying around for all this time came to good use.
Well, it was a relic of a cat god, so I don't think Atruaghin ever had any issues with you carrying that piece of item.
No, exactly. Like it was sort of thing that yes, it was metal, but it had a definite purpose and value behind it that was specific in relation to the Atruaghin, so that's why I was willing to continue to carry it.
And you used it for the perfect foil.
Well, I say, used it against the corruptor. Sounds like a good time to get to me.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thanks very much, all.
I'll go to
Have a
end
good
credits and good night.
Good night.
Good
See you
night.
next week or the week after or tomorrow night.
Sounds
Bye
good.
now.
See ya.
Bye bye.